Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks of the Multiverse podcast. Today we've got some fairly interesting topics for you, starting off with the future of DC films and TV. With us now being in a post-Crisis on Infinite Earths world, we now know that the DC multiverse has been entirely reshaped, and with every single DC project connecting within this giant web of the DC multiverse, we're now wondering, where is DC going next? Moving on to our next topic, we've got Fancasting DC Characters, which is a nice little mirror of a topic we did in a podcast a couple of weeks back. Our next topic is Marvel Gamerverse projects we'd love to see get made. Of course, with the Spider-Man game and the upcoming Avengers game, very obviously being a part of the same universe, we're now wondering, well, is this Gamerverse going to expand anymore, and where could it go? What characters could we see? What teams? What different games? And I gotta say, it's pretty exciting. Next up, we have Daredevil's uncertain future in the MCU. Of course, with this pandemic going on, we had hope, with all the delays, that we could see Daredevil in Spider-Man 3. You know, that the contract could run out, and we could see him join Spider-Man 3 in the MCU, but very sadly, Charlie Cox has come out and said that if Spider-Man 3 is going to include Daredevil, it won't be him, which I've got to say makes us fans very upset. But hey, you never know. Marvel Studios could be telling him to lie, so you really never know these days. And finally, Ironheart coming to Disney Plus, whether it be a straight-to-video-on-demand movie or a TV show. There's been rumours for many years that an Ironheart script has been in the works. So, to be honest, it's not exactly surprising news, but what we're wondering is, will it be to set up a Champions team or Young Avengers, or will she kind of stay on her own for a portion of the MCU and then make the jump to a team? So, I'm Brandon.
And I'm no longer muted, Will.
And this is the Geeks of the Multiverse podcast, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Right, okay, first topic then, the future of DC films and TV.
Alright then. Let me get the document up with our ideals. Okay, so starting off with the Arrowverse.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually know what to call it anymore.
What, the Arrowverse?
Because it's not really its own thing anymore.
Well, I suppose not, but it's Earth Prime, I guess. But
yeah.
Even though Stargirl is on Earth 2 of the DC multiverse, you might as well just call it that from now on, because it's pretty much what it is.
And I'm sure all of the other stuff that isn't from the Arrowverse will somehow be connected through the multiverse, like the HBO stuff and whatever.
Well, yeah, potentially.
Yeah, it's all.
Well, as we know from Crisis, I believe it's Earth 9 is Titans, Earth 13 is Doom Patrol.
Even though they're the same thing, pretty much.
Well, technically, no. If you've seen the shows like I have, you'll know that although the Doom Patrol appear in Titans, there's major continuity issues between the two shows. So it's good that they're kind of different universes, I suppose. Although it is a shame, because I'd love to see, what's his name? Jovian Wade? I'd love to see his cyborg interact with Ryan Potter's Beast Boy. But yeah, so the Arrowverse, so to speak, Stargirl is starting next week, right? 18th.
Yeah.
And I've got a video coming out on Wednesday about that, so stay tuned. But yeah, so you got that coming to the Arrowverse, as we know. But like, what we don't know is what's currently not in production is the Superman and Lois show, which is it? They're still in pre-production, right?
Mhm. I don't think they've shot anything yet.
They've not shot anything yet, no. And then of course, Green Arrow and the Canaries. So these are both interesting spin-offs from Supergirl and Green Arrow. So what do you think? What do you think about these?
What do I think about what?
What do you think about Superman and Lois and Green Arrow and the Canaries? I know you don't really keep up that much on the Arrowverse shows, but
I know of these. So Superman and Lois, I don't know whether it's something that's really worth exploring. Like, we got enough of that in the films, to be honest. Apart from, well, she's pregnant, isn't she? I can't remember this.
She isn't pregnant. No, she has already. They've got 2 kids.
Oh, they already do. Okay.
Yeah. Well, pre-crisis they had a baby, Jonathan Kent, and then post-crisis they had 2 kids, and people are speculating it's going to be like Connor or something like that.
So just give them their own shows. They don't need it just because Superman and Lois. Like,
I think it's a pretty interesting show. I'm intrigued.
It depends what route they go down. If they're gonna go like, if it's a normal like Superman thing, or it's gonna be some family drama thing.
My worry is that Supergirl is taken so much like Arrow did with Batman. It's taken so much of Superman's storylines. I mean, of course, Superman is such a rich character with so much history, but I still wonder: is there really that much left for Superman when Supergirl's kind of taken all his stories?
I don't know what they would really be able to explore in a show called
I'd
Superman
love to see some Rebirth stuff. You know, like Rebirth really dealt with the kind of like the Superman, Lois, Jonathan Kent family dynamic, and I've got to say, it's some of my favorite Superman stuff I've ever read. It kind of plays into the Super Sons, so if Damian Wayne was ever going to make an appearance in like Batwoman or something like that, that'd be kind of sick to kind of like have this the Super Sons team up.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on that show, to be honest.
Fair enough. And then Green Arrow and the Canaries.
That's obviously a sequel to Arrow.
I mean, have you seen Arrow, the late season of Arrow?
No.
Ah, you got to, man. Especially like the second to last episode is so good because it's like directly post-crisis and it takes place within Mia Smoke's kind of timeline, like not timeline, but like time.
I know she's from like 2040 or something.
Yeah, and it's such a badass episode. And like I remember saying to because me and my parents watched the shows together, and I was like, I remember them saying to me, they were like, you know what, if they're gonna like continue Arrow in some sort of way, it's got to be with this because it's so good.
Well, got it now. So.
Well, maybe has it actually been confirmed?
I think so. I believe that the actors have directly spoke about it, so I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
That's good.
But yeah, got Stargirl this week as well.
Yeah, but that's technically also DCU. With you're talking about like Doom Patrol season 2 and Titan season 3. So that's pretty cool too. Pretty exciting. Something to come from there. Doom Patrol, it deserves a second season as ASAP. It's just so good.
I think they're filming it, aren't they?
They are. They were. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I heard lots of production updates and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they were filming it. And as far as Titan season 3 goes, I think we're at a point now where they are actually the Titans. So I think this is where you kind of change up the tone a bit. You've got. I mean, when you look at the first season to the second season, you've had a slight tonal difference. It's slightly lighter. Season 3
That's good.
Should be a lot lighter.
From what I saw of season 1, Jesus Christ.
Season 1 was garbage. Apart from the Doom Patrol episode, because that was sick.
I like that one, but the rest, I don't know. The tone's a bit off.
It just doesn't fit. It's like DC's got like, oh yeah, we're gonna make all our characters.
We've got to be really edgy, and it's like they've got Zack Snyder's vision and times it by 1,000,000, and you get Titan season 1.
You got that blue filter.
Oh no, everything has to be black and mental.
Yeah, man. But like, I'm excited now because we got a proper team. I hope to see Wally West, Kid Flash, as in like Wally, not Wallace. The Wally West, Kid Flash, and Roy Harper in the show, because Roy was teased in season 2, and Wally's been rumored for quite some time. If I can get them 2 characters, I can see the Titans together like they were in the Rebirth Titans. Kind of like have it so like that was the original Titans team. That'd be sick. Like I know we saw an original Titans team in like season 2 with like Dove and Hawk and Dove. Like, but I just love to see the Rebirth Titans, like Donna, Dick, Roy, Wally, who else? Garth. If you could bring back Aqualad, That'd be sick. But yeah, man, so good.
What have we got next then?
HBO Max.
Green Lantern.
Oh, yes, Greg. Was it not Berlanti? Berlanti's not touching it, is he?
I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I know Jeff Johns. It's recent news is Jeff Johns has obviously he's been working on a Green Lantern movie script for like 3 years, or longer. To be fair, I've lost track. But there's rumors he's moved on from that and he's now jumping onto the Green Lantern show. So maybe they're going to be bending some of his movie script into the show. Who knows? I really don't. What would you like to see from that show?
Not Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, I hear it's going to be like movie budgets. So like Disney Plus kind of esque deal. So
that would be incredible. Especially because a lot of it will be VFX based as well.
Well, yeah, you can't do Green Lantern without VFX.
Yeah. No. Oh no. No, now I can imagine.
You're getting PTSD.
I am.
Oh man.
Yeah. They really need to start rivaling Marvel's budgets and stuff. So.
Yeah.
That is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Oh wow. Any narrative things you wanna?
Probably.
Anything?
I don't know if they want to do Sinestro like straight away.
I mean, you could do Atrocitus.
Yeah. Isn't that
and
the
then
one with
have
like, the weird cat
Sinestro go
thing?
up against Atrocitus with the Green Lantern.
Isn't that the one with like the weird cat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, because they did Sinestro. He wasn't that bad in the film.
No, I mean, to be fair, Mark Strong did a great job.
Yeah.
But
It just doesn't help the film.
it's just tricky. Yeah, it just doesn't help. No.
I think maybe if they do he should be like the final villain of like the whole show, like where it ends. I know. Like,
yeah.
Have him sort of be in the background of everything until his final film. Basically, Thanos in the MCU, just behind everything, just watching or whatever, and then have like little hints towards him at random points, and then by the time the final episode, and he can be in that one. And
This one.
yes.
Yeah, but what Green Lantern do you want though? Because for me, it personally, oh, Jesus Christ, Alexa just heard me. Oh my god. This is shut up. Right. Yeah, because I have it literally right next to my phone where I'm recording it. Yeah. So, Jesus, my throat. So, what Green Lantern do you want? Because personally, I'd have it like a kind of like a buddy cop kind of stuff between Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart.
What about Guy thingy?
No, not Guy Gardner. I mean, he can be there, but like, no. No, he's such a prick. I hate him. But yeah, like, you could have it like Hal Jordan. He's new around the Green Lantern Corps, so they've assigned him a partner. Because, like, obviously, Green Lantern Corps, they're space cops.
Yeah.
So it's much like Earth, where you can have partners. So, like, they've assigned the Guardians. What are they called the Guardians? The little people.
The little people.
Yeah.
Are
they called the Guardians?
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, they assign him to partner up with Jon Stewart. And then from there, you can have them going on that kind of like buddy cop adventure, taking down Atrocitus. Sinestro can be a bit of an arsehole. Killer Wog, he's there too. And then the weird bird guy. And you can do it like that. Just have it kind of like, have a bit of everything.
Would you have Jon Stewart as Diggle?
I would not. I would not. I'd love to see him at some point show up in the Arrowverse in like the next crossover as Jon Stewart.
He just appears. He's like, I've been on this big journey the last few years, and now I'm in the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, pretty much. But what I'd do is I'd totally have this in a totally different universe, because I want Jon Stewart to be like the elder, kind of, you know, have him more experienced, have him be like the teacher, almost like a Lethal Weapon kind of thing, and have him say the Lethal Weapon line where he's like, "I'm getting too old for this shit." Just have him say that. I want to have him say that every episode.
Well, he is Jon Stewart though. He just has a different last name, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was literally like they retconned it, like in like season
7.
5.
Wait, what?
When his dad showed up and he was like,
that's 7.
"Oh yeah, my something to do with my name is Stewart or some shit." I don't
His
know.
stepfather's called like something Stewart.
Yeah, that's it, or something like that.
So he is a Stewart.
Yeah.
He just has a different last name.
Yeah. So that's really cool. What else have we got? Aquaman, King of Atlantis.
That's the animated thing, isn't it?
That is an animated thing set within the confines of the DCEU.
So it probably work. Do you think they'd be able to get Momoa on that?
Oh, they will. They have to. They will not. Like, I'm not going to say almost definitely. They will definitely have to get Momoa in. Because it's literally DCEU. It's literally DCEU Aquaman. It's canon. It's literally set directly after the Aquaman movie.
There's like they're making like 3 of them, aren't they?
What shows?
Not like episodes.
Oh right, I think it's like a limited series, like 3 to 6 episodes, something like that. I can't think, but yeah. But here's the real one. Like, here's the real question. It's not whether they can get Momoa back. It's whether they're getting Amber Heard back.
Oh no, isn't she the whole Johnny Depp thing?
Johnny Depp, she's been beating Johnny Depp. Oh man.
No.
Listen, I don't care whether you're a man or a woman. Beating someone is not right. Abuse is not right. But you know, we're not here to talk about that. But like, they cannot get her back. They cannot.
She's
right?
already been confirmed for the next Aquaman film, hasn't she?
I don't know. They can always change that.
They could.
To be honest, if you got someone else, I don't think anyone would notice.
Well, I mean, they literally changed War Machine in the MCU, so you know.
Exactly. No one's gonna notice unless like. It's in like unless it's like if you're like 2 movies in and a TV show and like a crossover, you don't need to like. For example, if they kept Terrence Howard for like 2 Iron Man films, an appearance in something else, you know, they wouldn't be able to. You know, they wouldn't be able to recast him as smoothly, but because much like Terrence Howard, she's only been in 1 movie. No one's gonna notice.
No, and I'm sure there wouldn't be too much outrage over recasting her.
How do you think Jason Momoa feels about that? Because he's really like, I don't want to say territorial, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he's so overprotective of like Snyder and stuff like that, and like his people. If you know what I'm saying, like the people he works with, those are his people. So do you think he's like, nah, I'm not doing it if you don't get Amber Heard back, or do you think he's like, nah, what she did was a big bad. You gotta let it go.
Well, it's not 100% proven yet, is it? Really? So,
I mean, wow.
It's believable.
Come on.
And I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, let's move on from this one. But I think it's a cool concept, and let's move on. Strange Adventures.
That's the Bizarro thing, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's like, it's like every season focuses on a different character, and the first season is focusing on Booster Gold.
That's that Booster Gold thing.
Yeah. It's much like Legends, what Legends was supposed to be, because originally Legends was planned to be like a totally different team every season.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I can't wait to see Booster Gold in live action. We're not counting Smallville. Smallville does not count. But yeah, like, it's sick. Personally, I know I'm kind of breaching the next topic, but I'd get Derek Teller, whatever his name is. I'd get him as Booster Gold. He's already done loads of TV. He was supposed to be in Marvel's New Warriors. They already shot a pilot, but that was like 7 years ago or something like that. So that's not coming out. He was in Baby Daddy. That's a pretty fun show. So yeah, just get him for it. And like, it'd be sick to see Booster Gold time traveling, doing some cool space adventures. It's different. That's all I can ask from DC, is that they do different.
Next up, we got What is this DC superhero high thing? I don't get it.
Is it an animated thing?
I don't
It's
know.
like,
I don't think they've said. I hope it is. It sounds like Super Pets. Just reminds me of that.
I think it's animated. And it's like, I think it's like all the DC characters and like, but in like teenage form, isn't it? Like, so you got like a teenage Bruce Wayne, teenage Clark Kent, or something like that, and they all go to the same school for some reason.
It just reminds me of like, cause I read an article on it earlier, and it was like they all somehow learn their powers and what it means to be a hero or something. But that just reminds me of like the X-Men. Then
I mean, it could be cool for like kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope it's a kids show and not something that like Harley Quinn
style, where they're like out here swearing and stuff like that, and like blood and. It seems like a DC kids show.
I really, really, really hope so.
Yeah.
And then we got another thing from HBO Max. We got Justice League Dark. That's J.J. Abrams is making that.
It's J.J. Abrams as well. Was it Bad Robot? Yeah, it's Bad Robot. Is that what the studio's called? His production company. It's Bad Robot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Bad Robot. It's a Bad Robot production. I hear from a source that it's not going to be Matt. What's his name? Matt something. Matt
Ryan.
Matt Ryan is Constantine.
What do you mean your source? It's just the person on Instagram.
Yeah, the guy who's doing the he's worked with Marvel and DC, and like he's currently doing the Justice League Mortal documentary.
Yeah.
But I hear from him, from what he knows, it's not actually going to be Matt Ryan, which makes me sad. But hey-ho.
And Swamp Thing as well isn't from Swamp
Thing. Also, it's not going to be DC Swamp Thing, which makes me even sadder actually, because like that would have been perfect way to kind of like revive the character.
Well, yeah, that show got cancelled pretty quick, didn't it?
AT&T cancelled it because of its higher budget, because they prefer CW budgets. They cancelled it before the first season had even aired.
And then it came out, and everyone liked it.
Everyone loves it. Like that's what I get really pissy about. Is like AT&T is like, oh yeah, we don't want high budget stuff. Keep it like the CW,
They're successful.
But then HBO Max comes around, and you see all these high budget DC shows, and that's what gets me pissy, because it's like, oh come on, Swamp Thing, guys, come on.
And to be fair, they got the tone right for that, unlike other stuff.
See, that's when you should have a dark tone. Yeah, not like Titans.
Yeah. For example, and you're that fucking what's his name, Matt Ryan. I can't. It should be him. He's the perfect Constantine.
I can't picture anyone else. I can't. You could probably get someone else.
It won't be right. It won't look right.
You could. Yeah, I know.
See, it's not hard considering everything's in this like big DC multiverse now.
You could literally just cast the same character, same actor,
and no one would care.
Say it's different universe.
Change his character a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be a.
You can ignore all the Legends stuff. You can ignore just like how Legends ignores the Constantine show. You just do it like that. You have Matt Ryan as Constantine. You have Swamp Thing from the DCU, and you build it from there. But like, I mean, to be fair, DC have been trying to get Justice League Dark off the ground for many years. You had like Benedict Del Toro. He wrote a script, didn't he, for like a movie?
Yeah.
And there was concept art and everything, I think. I think there was that. I think that's official concept art. I'm not sure, but yeah, like DC have been trying this for a long time. But personally, I would have picked, Matt Ryan and DCU Swamp Thing.
Well, I mean, there's still time. There's still time.
There's still time. My source could be wrong. Who knows?
Stop calling him a source.
I know, but I feel more official.
Yes.
Feel more official when I say
it. We should really wrap this topic up, so we'll go quickly for the next ones because
yes,
we don't have too much to talk about. Obviously Wonder Woman 84. We've spoken about Wonder Woman 84 a few times already.
Yes, the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, Black Adam, I think that's still happening.
The Flash, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2.
But the things we haven't really talked about are the Amazon project.
The Amazonians.
Yeah.
That's why though. I mean, if you're gonna do it, make it a show. Don't make it
that seems something like you'd have a show for. You don't really need a whole film for a group of pretty insignificant characters in the DCEU.
DC just like to jump on what's popular. If they're like, oh yeah, we had this really cool scene with the trench, let's make a trench movie.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
that's not how. I mean, fair enough. They want to expand their stuff, and obviously, for what we know anyway, Batman and Superman. Well, we'll get to Superman in a minute, but the Flash is still up in the air. They want to expand and get more stuff out, so they don't have to try and keep rebooting all their other stuff.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, and I can understand that. But why?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But as you said, like Superman, there's rumors that like they were obviously gonna. What the idea was like a few years back was, Superman's not working out for us. We're gonna focus on a Supergirl movie, but we already have like 6 seasons of like a Supergirl show, so we don't need a Supergirl movie. Focus back on Superman in the movies, right? So now they've realized that, and apparently they're shifting their attention back onto Superman. But the rumor has it that they're trying something different and going in a totally different direction. Now, personally, to me, I'm reading this as Val Zod, right? Makes sense. That's like the most different direction you can go with Superman. So, personally, that's the way I'm kind of seeing it. Like, what do you think?
Well, I mean, they won't have to CGI remove mustaches from him, so...
Yes, indeed they won't.
So, but I just want more Henry Cavill Superman. I think everyone does.
Give that guy his redemption, man.
I mean, they never officially said he was gone. Like, Affleck came out and said that he wasn't doing Batman anymore. He's never come out and said that he's not doing anymore.
If anything, he's been like, oh no, the cape's still in the closet. You know, there's still time.
Yeah, and there is still time. So Warner Brothers, if you're watching... Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Bring him back. But yeah, man, give that guy his due, because like he loved that role, just like he's loving The Witcher right now, and at least The Witcher's treating him right.
And most people like him in the role as well.
I mean, I love him in the role, but I hate what they did with him.
Yeah, well, most people do.
And his incessant reliance on Lois, and just that, and the killing and the weird. I digress, but still.
Yeah.
Personally, if you're gonna change it up and you're not gonna do Henry Cavill, Val Zod, Earth to it, set it within the Battinson universe, maybe. That's the way I do it. You just get Michael B. Jordan, Val Zod. That's how it's done.
Well, in a way, they do Cavill's Superman different anyway, because it probably wouldn't be Snyder making that film. So you get a very different interpretation of him.
But I just kind of took it as in like, because we know they talked to Michael B. Jordan. They were like, we know that they've had talks to them, because he said I talked to DC, but they didn't really seem very keen on. They didn't know what the direction they were going in, so I wasn't about to sign up for anything when they don't really know where they were going.
Well, that's the normal thing that you get from Warner Brothers. They don't know what they're doing. They really don't. They need someone like Kevin Feige to take control and just plan everything out.
Yeah.
Like, Snyder was trying to do that. I get that.
Yeah, but his vision was so...
It seemed a bit rushed as well. They tried to get very quickly into Darkseid and everything.
It was such a rush.
And Justice League... we don't know whether Justice League was so quickly like made because they were trying to get on the superhero like team trend really quickly, or whether Snyder was just like, yes, Justice League, what films do you want to make? And he just came out and said yes. Yeah.
But either way, super rushed. But now, moving on to the next topic, we've got a little bit of our own influence on DC. We're going to be talking about our fan casts.
Yeah, we've got. Well, some of these are.
These are tricky, right? Because we don't. Because DC's, it's not like the MCU where like 2 weeks ago, we were like, okay, these are MCU fan casts. These are like, because obviously DC's got their entire like multiverse going on, so nothing's really set in stone as like, oh yeah, this is in universe. So we kind of like with our fan casts, some people are already cast. Like I know you've got the Riddler on your list. Riddler's already Paul Dano, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like my fan cast personally. I've gone for within the Pattinson universe. I'm kind of branching that out. I'd like to make that its own separate Earth 2 DC universe, but yours are a little bit more sporadic.
Yeah, my mind flipped between the two. Like, there's DCU and then there's the Pattinson stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you go first because I gotta write something else just to remind me who some of these people are.
Okay, fair enough. I've gone, as I was talking about earlier, Val Zod Superman. I'd have Michael B. Jordan. As I said, we know that DC were talking to him. We know that he's interested. And personally, if you are going to recast Superman, what better way to kind of like tell people, no, this is different Superman, than have it literally be an entirely different character. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go now?
Yeah, you go.
Right, so first off, I've got Joker, because one of them is for Pattinson, and the other one's for the Batwoman TV show that I had a good idea for. So
Okay.
for the younger Batman, we've got Rami Malek. I've just seen like concept art, and I just think he looks fantastic as Joker, and obviously younger to fit with Pattinson's Year One Batman.
Okay.
And then for my Batwoman Joker, it's got to be Mark Hamill, as like an older, retired, because Batman's gone away. He's just given up, and it's very
Much like how
sad.
in the comics,
Yeah.
he just gives up. He goes back to being a normal human being after Batman supposedly dies.
But
yeah.
then he is about Batwoman, and it's like, yes, I've got to come back now. But because of his years of depression and whatever, he has become very fat. Well, not saying Mark Hamill's fat, but a bigger build, I'll go with.
He's big boned.
He is big boned. Yeah, I think Mark Hamill, he's incredible. He'd be incredible as the Joker. But the only problem is he's been in the DCEU before as... Was he Trickster?
You mean Arrowverse? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Arrowverse. Yeah.
He's already been the Trickster, yeah, so it'd be tricky. I
Still,
don't think that would work, but yeah.
I go with that.
Next up, kind of piggybacking off your Joker idea, I've got for the Pattinson universe, Willem Dafoe. Who else? I mean, you look at his almost cartoon-like features. So he's got that elongated jaw. He's got the kind of wide eyes, the wild hair, the big smile. Everything about him. He's got that kind of like that lanky. Like if you were to like really slim down, he'd have that really lanky kind of Joker. Oh man, he'd be so good. I'm sorry. How are we in a world where this guy has not been cast as the Joker already? I mean, come on.
Well, he got Green Goblin, so you know.
Same thing, yeah?
Same thing.
Same thing, yeah? But like, oh, man, I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen The Lighthouse yet, but he already has a history with working with Robert Pattinson in that film. So why not? Why not? Why the hell not? Bring them both together. Have the Joker be this older, decrepit, evil, sinister son of a bitch, and you got Batman. He's like, right, well, let's duke this out. And I can't express how much I want Willem Dafoe as the Joker sometime before he dies.
He's also got an incredible voice for it as well.
Yeah,
his laugh would be
so good. Like that almost got like grainy. I don't know. I had to explain it. It's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Okay, so the next one I have and the one Brandon has are very similar because they are the same person. But,
wow. Hold on a minute. Wait, do you mean same actor?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I thought you meant same character. I was
no.
what?
No. So, I have for Reverse Flash, and you have for The Flash, Lucas Till.
Yes.
You explain why he should be Flash, because good before bad. So.
Okay, so to date, we've not actually had a blonde. This is not the reason, but I'm just saying, like, to date, we've not actually had a blonde live-action Barry Allen, which is what he is in the comics. So he's got the looks. He's got the kind of like the stoic yet young, fun kind of characteristics. He's already played a superhero. You know, he's played Havoc in the X-Men films. He's got the looks. He's got the personality. And he's about that right age to stick him in with the Battinson universe. I'd have him in a sequel. I'd have him as like a forensic scientist, and at the same time as Batman's kind of like trying to like uncover some kind of mystery. Like he meets Barry Allen, and then Barry takes it upon himself to go later that night, and he becomes the Flash, and he looks around and he investigates, and Batman does the same, and then they meet that way as well. So I think that's how you do it. You know, you bring him into the Battinson universe, you bring him into like a Batman sequel, and then you spin him off into his own movie, and like, oh yeah. I mean, if you've seen the the fan art, then perfect.
Would you call that film The Batman and the Flash?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just have the Flash play a role in the film.
Batman versus Flash.
Oh no! Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing.
So yeah, I basically just put him as Reverse Flash because Brandon sent me a picture of him. As like, this guy should be Flash, and I just saw it. I saw there's a picture. I could just see it. Just him in the suit there. That exact picture. He just looks that menacing genius. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Fair enough. So you see that smirk less as a cheeky chappy.
I see it as evil.
And more of a evil genius.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take your Reverse Flash, and I'm gonna say my own Anthony Starr. Sorry. You know Homelander, the guy from Boys, The Boys. Yeah. He was also in what's that show called? Banshee. You ever seen that?
I haven't.
Oh, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty brutal. But yeah, anyway. So I'd have him, because if you look at Homelander, he can play that cheesy kind of, yeah, I'm the good guy kind of thing, which is kind of like what what's Reverse Flash's real name? What's his name?
Eobard Thawne.
Eobard Thawne. That's what Thawne originally wanted to do. He wanted to be the Flash. So he could play that kind of cheesy, I'm the real good hero kind of role. But he can also play that, like you can tell when you look at him as Homelander, you have that internal, twisted sense of reality and sense of righteousness and what is, he has that kind of like, I'm in the right here. He has that twisted kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but he's got that, he's twisted, basically. He looks twisted. And to me, that just screams Reverse Flash to me, because he just started off as like the Flash fanboy, and then he wanted to be the Flash, and then he just turned really evil and just yeah.
So I've got on for Bane, because they'll probably explore him from the Battinson universe at some point. Dave Bautista, obviously he is Drax in Guardians and whatever he does in WWE. I don't know, he's just got that build for massive Bane.
Yeah.
He just does, and he could probably do a good accent for it as well.
Well, he's got that foreign aspect to him.
Yeah.
He's got that foreign touch.
Yeah.
That obviously Bane has.
I think that he would be good as Bane.
Yeah, was he like 6'6"?
Yeah, and also he'd probably be very good at overacting because Bane is very angry.
Yeah, he just does that Drax scream.
Looks like his knives and starts stabbing things.
Okay, so next up I have for Hal Jordan / John Stewart, because I'm going to combine my Green Lanterns into one kind of fan casting. I have either James Marsden or Zac Efron as Hal Jordan.
What? I thought Zac Efron was Nightwing. The really
No,
reliable channel,
the
the comic
reliable
booker,
channel
told me he was Nightwing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes the comic booker doesn't always get the rumors right.
That is a shame.
Oh, you know what? That was like my most popular video.
Yeah, well, you're the comic booker?
No, what? No. No.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, like I'd either have James Marsden or Zac Efron as Hal Jordan. James Marsden, I don't know, maybe he's a bit too old to be Hal Jordan in the Pattinson universe, so I went for a bit younger. I went for Zac Efron, who can play that kind of cocky. He could play the cocky test pilot who gets superpowers. And also for Jon Stewart, I do the same kind of buddy cop dynamic, because that's why I put Zac Efron, because he's a bit younger. For Jon Stewart, I have Sterling K. Brown. So they could kind of do that older, younger kind of buddy cop mentor kind of dynamic, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that would just work really nicely. What is Sterling K. Brown? What do I know him from? I know him from something. He was in Black Panther. He was in... I've seen him in a few things. I can't think.
He was in Frozen too, if that helps.
That does not help. Does not helpful. I think that must just be what I know him from then. Black Panther.
I know he's in Black Panther. He's also in let's have a look. The Angry Birds movie too, okay.
That's the one, that's where I know him. That's where I've seen his face.
He's in one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's it! Yes, that's where I know him from.
He's in one episode.
Yeah, but that is one of the best episodes. Because it actually takes itself seriously. But yeah, I do that. What do you got next?
I'll probably go with Benicio del Toro as Ra's al Ghul. I see him well as like the older mentor type of character, who then obviously
he was the guy in The Last Jedi, wasn't he?
Yes.
And he also plays the collector.
Yes, that's
right.
Him.
Yeah,
that's him. Yeah.
Got the looks.
He does have the looks, and I can imagine him with the little beard and hair and stuff. So.
Yeah, nice one.
And he's a great actor. And he's very well known, and probably people would watch it for him as well.
They would actually, yeah. He's a big name.
And he's also at the perfect age to be like a mentor to Pattinson's Batman if they went down that route. But then again, that was done with the Dark Knight stuff.
Yeah,
so they probably don't need to do that again.
You could always bring him in with some flashbacks.
They probably will have him in it. Obviously, probably not him, but they will have Ra's al Ghul at it at some point. Because he's too big of a character in Batman lore not to.
Right, well, I have Sinestro, following my Green Lantern fan casts. This one is a highly requested fan cast. We have Luke Evans as Sinestro, since, literally everyone on the internet is fan casted him. So, I mean, hey, it makes sense. He has the looks, he has the kind of... He can play that menacing, I don't give a fuck kind of character. So,
is he the one from Dracula thingy?
He is Dracula Untold, isn't it?
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Indeed. So, I mean, you kind of take that and you slap him with a Green Lantern ring on him, and then a Yellow Lantern ring, and then you have Sinestro.
Okay, probably only do a couple more because we want to make this podcast a bit shorter. Because
a little bit shorter, yes, indeed.
We've been pushing the limit. Okay. So should we do should I just read out the rest of mine and you quickly read out the rest of yours?
I think so.
Okay. So I've got Damian Wayne, David Mazouz,
yeah,
from Gotham, who was obviously Bruce Wayne and then Batman. I think he's about the right age for Batman story. Brainiac, Ralph, I don't know how to say his last name, Fiennes, whatever. The guy who played
Ralph
Voldemort.
Fiennes,
And he was actually Alfred in the Lego Batman movie. So
oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah, that'll be a fun Easter egg for him.
Alfred.
And then the Riddler, Andrew Scott, who was Moriarty in the Sherlock TV series, and he's also been in a couple of James Bond films. Poison Ivy, Bryce Dallas Howard from Jurassic World, and she directed an episode of The Mandalorian, I think.
Did she?
I believe she did.
Oh, props. Yeah, nice one, nice fan casts. Mine, finishing them off, I have either Leo Howard or myself as Dick Grayson. Yeah, I had to shout myself out there. But yeah, Leo Howard, he's been in Kicking It. He ever since like a really young age, he's done like the really acrobatic style karate, and I think he does like jiu-jitsu and judo and stuff like that. He's a huge martial arts fan. He's incredible at it. Or he does all like the show stuff like that, like the flipping and stuff like that. So he'd be fantastic. And then I have Booster Gold, Derek Feller. He, as I mentioned earlier, he was in Baby Daddy alongside Blue Beetle, Ted Cord. The fan cast I got for him. What's his name? Jean-Luc Belot. I'm not going to even try. But he played the main character in Baby Daddy. They played brothers in the show. So of course with that dynamic between Ted and Booster, you kind of they have that kind of brotherly kind of relationship in the comics. So you play that off really well there. So yeah. Plus Derek Feller's also shouted out himself as Booster Gold too. So that's cool. All right.
Yes.
Hopefully a shorter topic.
Marvel Gamesverse projects. Obviously,
yeah.
We got the Avengers game coming out soon. I had Spider-Man. We'll have Spider-Man 2.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's apparently a PS4 exclusive DLC, or PlayStation exclusive, should I say, DLC for the Avengers.
Oh, I wonder what that could
now,
be.
what character? What other character would that be aside from Spider-Man? Plus, there's the whole West Coast thing. So, like, there's obvious implications they're in the same universe. So, moving on to the future, what do you have for a game you'd like to see set within the same universe?
So, we got a Fantastic Four game. And a Guardians of the Galaxy game and a Defenders game. Because I think the good thing about this Avengers game is that it's multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
I think that is one of the best parts about it. Like, Spider-Man is very solo-driven. I mean, with Spider-Man 2, they could do multiplayer, because there's big rumours that Miles Morales is going to be playable and whatever. So it would be cool if one of you could be Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and one of you could be Miles.
Like, you could hop into the free roam as Miles
and just explore it.
Server.
Yeah. So I think the best part about these games is multiplayer, and obviously I've just gone with 3 teams here that would allow you to play as different characters and are not just the Avengers, but yeah.
Okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, you get to explore space. They could have some sort of like free roam space travel aspect to it.
Okay, so or do you mean like almost like a God of War style between the realms, or actually a better comparison, rather than God of War going to different realms, the Jedi Fallen Order kind of space travel.
Yeah, or a game that didn't get such great reviews, but apparently has improved. That No Man's Sky game that has decent space travel as well.
Never played, but yeah.
But yeah, it has decent space travel as well.
Oh, nice one.
And it's very free roam. Like, that whole game is based on free roam, but I wouldn't for a Guardians game. That'd be story, but just the opportunities of space, and then you get like Thanos and whatever. I think they didn't quite do it with the Guardians Telltale game, but a proper AAA game of Guardians of the Galaxy would be great.
That'd be fantastic, yeah. So I've got Well, actually, do you want to discuss your other ones and perhaps compare them to other games and how you'd have them play?
Nah, not really. I want to get
Right,
this topic done.
For mine, I'd have Black Panther, Doctor Strange, and The Punisher. So, like, Black Panther, obviously, there's the obvious thing where it's like, how do you play as a character who wears an undestroyable armor? Or, you know, indestructible armor. And what I'd do is I'd have it the Trials of the Black Panther. So, like, perhaps there's almost like an origin where he has to earn the Black Panther mantle. So he's in almost like kind of like a tribal gear, or almost like a very, perhaps like a fabric style Black Panther gear, like Black Panther outfit. And he's fighting enemies and has to go on like search through the depths of the Wakandan history and stuff like that. I'd either do it like that, or I'd have it so the vibranium leaks everywhere, like they get stolen, and like your enemies all have vibranium weapons that can therefore pierce your vibranium armor. Because you have to kind of do something to make your character obviously not indestructible.
Would you have that gameplay sort of like what's that? It wasn't the last Assassin's Creed game, the one before, not in Egypt.
Well, Origins.
Yeah, would you have the gameplay sort of like that? Obviously not Assassin's Creed, but
that actually be pretty sick. Yeah, I think that something like that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And also I'd touch on a little bit of that kind of God of War vibe with like you know how it touches on the like all the mythology and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have it like that, but for Wakanda. So like you kind of learn more about the history of Wakanda and like all the mythology and stuff like that. And then of course a Doctor Strange game. It'd be awesome to unlock new spells and stuff like that, and incantations, and that'd be pretty sick.
And also it would be interesting to see like how a studio would handle like all of the portals. It probably use a system similar to you know Portal, that game series, for his sling rings.
Yeah, probably
something like that.
And then of course the Punisher game, I'd have it just something a bit more grounded. You're just a dude. You like to shoot people. You could have it in like a solid revenge tale. Awesome. You'd focus like on a personal story. You focus on the gun mechanics, and of course with the PlayStation 5 with the haptic feedback, that'd be fantastic. And then you also focus on the combat and just make it as brutal as you possibly can.
I've actually just thought of another game that would be interesting.
Go for it.
Blade.
Blade would be sick. That'd be awesome.
Just thought of that. It would just be fun.
Ant-Man would be sick too.
Well, Ant-Man's in the Avengers.
No, I mean Ant-Man.
Oh.
Like the shrinking and growing technology, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but he's gonna be in the Avengers game.
I mean, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, Blade would just be cool. Like sword mechanics.
You kind of got to watch out though a little bit, because obviously with the new Blade movie coming.
Yeah, but then again, we've got an Avengers game, and like there's 4 of them films already.
I suppose as long as you make it different enough.
Oh yeah. Just make it like an arcade chopping people's heads off game.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick actually.
That'd be really cool. Not too story based. Just get in and play like fighting and whatever.
Yeah, you just get in, kill some vampires. Much like the Punisher game, you're just a dude who likes to kill people.
Yeah.
You don't worry about the story too much. You just like to kill people. Yeah. So moving on to the next topic, Daredevil's uncertain future in the MCU. Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
Yeah. Charlie Cox has been making the rounds lately. If you know him at all, you'll know that he doesn't really have a huge social media presence, but he's been allowing a lot of interviews lately, and he's been very obviously asked about the future of Daredevil, with the contracts finishing November or February, one of the two. It's a time where during this pandemic we thought that he would be, the delays would allow the hold up contracts at Netflix to run out, and therefore he could appear in Spider-Man 3.
They have that 2 years when they can't use the character from when their show finishes, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of thought that would happen.
That runs out in November, isn't it?
I believe so. But according to Charlie Cox, absolutely not. I've got a few quotes lined up here that we could read out. Starting off with, I think the likelihood is, I think you'll definitely see Daredevil again. I just think it's the best bet for them. In the unlikely nature of being able to get all of us together again, it should be a whole new team and, start again. Why not? And they do it a lot with Spider-Man all the time. I keep consuming all that stuff because I love it. But when you make a television show, it's so complicated and people's schedules are so difficult and contracts are so difficult. Where am I? So that's why when, as an actor, you get signed on to a TV show, you sign on for like 6 years of your life because if you don't do that, it becomes way too complicated trying to get all of these moving pieces together. I hadn't heard those rumors of a crossover with Spider-Man, but it's certainly not my Daredevil, and I'm not involved in it. Insert sad face emoji.
I haven't watched it, but I have heard very good things about it. But again,
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
How many seasons are there? Is it 3 or 4?
3. 3. It was also in the Defenders.
It would be difficult to just shove that in the MCU now and say.
But it's already in the MCU, though.
Yeah, well, sort of. They don't acknowledge it at all.
But they do, though. They acknowledge certain things, like the Hulk's battle in Harlem in Luke Cage. They mention that. Like, you don't have to, could you imagine, what would be the point in Daredevil just walking down the street and going, hey, you know what's really cool? That Iron Man guy turns to the camera. Wink, wink. It's like, no. It's just because they exist. Like, just because Donald Trump exists in my universe doesn't mean every 2 seconds I'm saying, hey, you know that Donald Trump guy? Wink, wink. It's like, no, it's not how it works. I don't like people's need to kind of be like, nope, it's not canon. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., not canon. Runaways, not canon.
Well, if they put it all on Disney Plus and then Big Feige comes out and says, yes, Daredevil, watch all this stuff, it's canon. If they could just confirm it and then get it
They wouldn't be able to put it on Disney Plus, though, because it's a Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. But who made Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Was that Disney?
ABC. Which is majority owned by Disney.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's majority or totally owned, but I think it's majority.
They could work out a deal. They work out enough deals as it is already.
I doubt it. That's one of Netflix's most popular watches, so I doubt they're just going to give that.
They could, if they acknowledge it and say, yes, it is. But the problem is, they're so focused on having everything in their own domain and on Disney Plus and whatever, that they probably would just, instead of trying to work something out, they would just reboot it completely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't have to acknowledge what happens in the past.
No, if they rebooted the show and just ignored all the last stuff, or made Daredevil, or like they did with Batman, it's called The Daredevil, something, I don't know.
Call it Daredevil Man Without Fear.
Yeah, something like that. And just sort of acknowledge the show, but don't...
You get all the cast back, which, as Charlie says, is going to be difficult because they've all signed on to new stuff.
But don't go down the route of directly referencing old stuff. Just keep it fresh and new, and the same cast, and all will be fine.
Thing is, though, Daredevil, the way the show's ended, like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones, and Punisher, majority of them ended with their a kind of setup for the future.
Well, they can.
Luke Cage, you could kind of you could. I don't know.
They can just make it. They can just make it a follow-up show. Call it something different.
Yeah, I mean, the way I do it is Daredevil, you give him his own show. Daredevil, Man Without Fear. Luke Cage and Iron Fist, you put them together in a Heroes for Hire show. We know that they're the best versions of themselves when they're together, as we've seen in The Defenders, and also when I believe it was Luke Cage came into the Iron Fist show, or vice versa. I think it was, Iron Fist came into the Luke Cage show. We know that they're the best possible versions of themselves when they're together. With Punisher, you could just leave him as is, and you could just show him in the Daredevil show every now and then. And Jessica Jones, I don't know, just do something with her. I don't know, but like, the thing that makes me sad is the Spider-Man crossover.
From
like
Spider-Man not Far From Home, the next one.
Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man
3.
Home Run. Spider-Man running from home. Spider-Man lockdown in home. Spider-Man home isolation.
Spider-Man homeless.
Spider-Man homeless. Whatever you want to call it, you know, that when you're going to have Spidey's going to need a lawyer, right?
And what other... Who else but the best blind lawyer in the whole of the Marvel roster?
She-Hulk. Yes.
She-Hulk, yes.
She-Hulk, yes.
I mean, they could do that.
But that's the thing, though. I reckon that's who they will put in. Because we know that she's getting her own show, and we know that they're, like, trying to push this. No, it's all connected now, trust me. They're trying to push that whole thing. So I mean, who knows? But my thing is, She-Hulk, her show won't be out before the Spider-Man appearance. So people are going to be like, who's this green lady?
So
that's going to be a little confusing. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man's got contacts in the MCU. He could be like,
Hulk.
He could meet Hulk, and Hulk could be like, oh, I've got a cousin who is a lawyer. So you could do it that way. But the way I see it is, you haven't seen it, but like literally in the Daredevil show, they accept payments by like fruit baskets, because obviously they deal with like some poor people who really need their help. So therefore they accept like fruit baskets, and pudding is like a payment. Peter Parker is not rich. He's famously poor. Do you think he can afford a great lawyer? No. I mean, Matt Murdock is great, but like, you think he can afford like a high-end lawyer? Absolutely not. But a guy he can go to who knows for sure that he's telling the truth because he can read his heartbeat is Daredevil. You don't have to put Daredevil in there. You just put Matt Murdock as a lawyer. And it's just, to me, it makes the most sense. It's literally the prime time to have the character in there.
And oh Jesus! And the contract thing we were talking about earlier will be up, so they can use him. It's just a reluctance, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, to end this topic off, right? We might as well just say, Marvel actors have to lie.
Yes.
Paul Rudd, you've seen him do it when he was like, "Oh, so you're Ant-Man, right?" He's like, "What? What's Ant-Man? No, I have no idea what you're on about." You know, you have that. So yes, he probably has talked to Feige, and whether he is telling the truth or not, right there, no one knows. But that's the nature with Marvel actors. They have to say, "Nope, it's not me. I haven't heard anything about appearing in Spider-Man 3," because he contractually he can't say anything.
Yeah,
so
they are very big on their secrecy at Marvel, as you've seen from even the Endgame trailers. They cut so much out from the trailer, like certain shots.
They literally finished CGI for like majority of shots from like the Infinity War trailer, and like half of them went in.
Yeah.
Like the scene where Hulk is running with the Avengers charge.
That's just
he's
gone.
Not there. Yeah.
And
so
they just cut out Hulk from the Endgame trailers because they didn't want you to know that he was big brain Hulk.
There. Yeah. So the way I see it is, he could be lying. He could be in Spider-Man 3. They could shock us. We could be sitting in the theaters, next October. Oh my god!
No,
oh my god!
It will probably be leaked before then if he does get
probably,
involved.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a massive surprise. It could be like Feige and Cox, and they're like, we're putting something together. We're going to surprise everyone, because as we know, and this is going to sound really weird, but Feige loves Cox. He does. Kevin Feige loves Charlie Cox, so he wants him back, right? Undoubtedly, he wants him back, and he's going to be back. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
because Feige loves him. Everyone loves him. He loves playing the character, so
this is a perfect fit.
Yes,
to get him in. But
moving on to another project coming from Marvel to finish off our podcast, we have Ironheart coming to Disney Plus.
Yes.
Question mark? Who knows?
Our great source, the comic booker, said something about this a very, very long time ago.
Like 2 years ago. But yeah, like there's been heavy rumors lately that she's coming to the MCU in a Disney Plus show. But we do know from a few years ago that there was a script going around for an Ironheart movie. So, well, who knows?
Who knows? I personally was thinking they could, if that script does truly exist, then to speed up production, just edit it a bit, make it more relevant to how the MCU actually is, shorten it down a bit, and just make a straight to Disney Plus film. I know it would probably...
It's a Disney Plus film, not a show, huh?
No, not a show. Just like...
I think you need a show, though, because, like, you need to spend a bit more time with this character, so people aren't like, oh, no, it's just a, SJW Iron Man. It's yes. I think you need a bit more time just to have people so they're like, oh, no, this is a character, and she's cool.
Well... hopefully. But they obviously we've made our video this week about the next Avengers. Yeah. And
shameless plug, if you haven't seen it already, please go check it out.
Yeah, we spoke about Iron Lad in that, but if they don't want to do Iron Lad and go with Ironheart instead, it would just be...
I mean, they can do both.
They could do both.
Because, like, Ironheart is more of a Champions character than a Young Avengers character. And Iron Lad is more of a Young Avengers character than a Champions character. So, you could have the best of both worlds, because, like, the Champions are very different to the Young Avengers. So, who knows, really? I mean, thing is, like... With the Champions potentially being set up with this Ironheart show, right? What else are we getting from the Champions? Because we got Kid Nova, who very likely will going to make an appearance very soon because they want Nova and also more representation because I believe he's Hispanic. Then you've got Viv. She could be in it. And then you've also got Spider-Man Miles Morales. But do they include him? Because most of what people like about the Champions dynamic is Riri and Miles. So does he come to the MCU?
Well, he will be at some point, as we said in our other video from last week, the deleted scenes. He's been referenced in Homecoming, and I'm sure they'll probably bring back Donald Glover's character again at some point. Probably in a Miles Morales film. I don't know whether they... Do you think they'd make a TV show? Do you think he gets a TV show?
I think you make Miles Morales in the MCU the Hulk. You have or either the Hulk or the Black Widow or the Hawkeye, so you have him, so he's a part of the team.
He's just there.
But he never gets his own project.
Well, until Black Widow does. So.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Up until now,
they're just in other films, and they're just in the other. Yeah.
Yeah, because Miles has got his Spider-Verse films.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ironheart is a controversial character. Because people, I mean, she's 4 years old now, and people really hated her when she first came out.
Yeah,
but that was
this.
I mean, that was Bendis writing, but still, I mean, come on, she was not liked. Unlike Miles, who was very much become a huge character. She even now is not that popular. But I don't know. I mean, the MCU is able to make unpopular characters popular, much like Iron Man.
Yeah, they started off with... Well, they started off with probably their most popular characters, didn't they, with the MCU?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, yes and no, but
Yeah, they're the most well-known ones.
Iron Man wasn't overly popular. the Hulk is always kind of like hugely popular. Captain America is pretty popular, but like Thor is kind of like a
Thor is
he's
not...
kind of like a meh.
Yeah.
But they managed to make them household names.
Yes.
So the way I see it is the MCU will be able to bring her in an exciting way, in something new, and do something fun with the character.
Actually, wait, is Miss Marvel is in the
Miss Marvel as well. I forgot she's also a Champions character.
And she's getting her own thing soon.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they're clearly building up the next generation. Whether they do Young Avengers, like I said in my video, or not, or whether they do Champions, it's totally obviously up to them. But the way I see it, why not both?
Why not?
Or you kind of like do it you kind of roll it in, like you pull from both and you combine them into this one team.
Well, who knows? Who knows what they'll do? They always need to surprise you with what happens. So
that's the thing.
And there's also,
we don't know what's going on in the MCU.
There's actually a couple other characters that they could do. The next Wasp, is it Nadia Van Dyne? Is that her name?
Yeah, isn't she the one with like the black suit?
She is, the black and red.
Yeah, black and red. Yeah.
And the other Hulk. I've forgotten his name.
Amadeus Cho.
Amadeus Cho, that's it.
The totally awesome Hulk. I read that run. Oh, I love it. I think he's such a fun character.
And who else is there? There is Cyclops. Obviously, they're gonna
a young Cyclops. Yeah,
they're gonna work.
I don't think you include Cyclops though, because the way he was in that was like it was due to like time travel hijinks, and he became young again, and then he joined the Champions.
Yeah,
but obviously you don't want to introduce him that way because that would be really weird.
Yeah, that would be an odd way to just start moving towards X-Men. Just one of the future ones just comes back. I mean, it would be a cool like link, because obviously he comes back from the future, like you said, and then he'll get older through the films if they keep him around and proper X-Men, and then by the time his final one, he goes back in time and it links right back. Like,
I suppose so. I suppose that could work. Yeah. But yeah, not Miss Marvel. But yeah, Ironheart coming to the MCU, whether it be a show or a movie or something, but she's coming to the MCU very, very soon. So now wrapping up this podcast. Thank you for joining me once again, William.
Yes.
And now I'm off to watch Batwoman.
Yay. Batwoman. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in this week's videos and whatever we do in the future. So remember to subscribe if you are not already, and
see you, folks.
Yeah, that's all, folks.